Every year, high school seniors prepare for graduation and decide which college or university they would like to attend. Cost is one of the major aspects in this decision. The graduation rate at four-year colleges has fallen to 54% due to the rising cost of tuitions, which forces students to drop out. Carol Cook, Vice Chairman of the Pinellas County School Board in Florida, explains why the costs of colleges increase every year.
In order to keep highly qualified professors at the universities, they have to pay for them. We're getting higher and quality caliber of professors and associates. There's also a lot of research that goes into every college and work that professors are doing, and so a lot of those things will be up together to have higher costs for college.
For many students, the costs have increased so much that it is enough to keep them from going out of state. Statistics show tuition for public colleges and universities will increase 8% each year. Josh Giesig, a senior at the Center for Advanced Technologies at Lakewood High School in St. Petersburg, Florida, and Kristen Kravitz, a teacher at Perkins Elementary School and recent University of South Florida graduate, express how the costs influence their choice in colleges.
I am going to be attending Burnett Honors College at University of Central Florida. The cost had enough effect to keep me in state.
I stayed within the state of Florida for the fact that it was cheaper to stay in state than to go out of state.
There has been a growing argument about whether or not colleges should be free. Jason Connage-Pugh, a junior at the Center for Advanced Technologies at Lakewood High School in St. Petersburg, Florida, and Kravitz discuss the disadvantages about having free colleges.
Free colleges, that would be nice, but I don't think it's realistic. So I think the goal should be to make tuition and other expenses as low as possible while still being able to provide students with the education.
I don't think they should be free. I think that if that were the case, that everyone would be qualified for these jobs.
With the costs increasing every year, there are many possibilities for helping college students pay for their education. Between 1989 and 2002, the Florida Prepaid Program sold 736,602 contracts to parents saving up towards their children's education, including tuition, dormitory, and various local fees. Another option in Florida is to apply for the Bright Future Scholarship. In 2002 to 2003, over 110,000 seniors received the Bright Future Scholarship, which pays up to 100% of their tuition. Rachel Wright, a college freshman at Florida State University in Tallahassee, Florida, Giesig and Connage-Pugh state how they are planning on paying for college.
I am paying for college through the Florida Bright Futures program, the Florida Prepaid program, and my work as a lifeguard over the summer.
When I was younger, my parents chose to do the prepaid college option, so I have that, and I have the Florida Bright Futures Scholarship.
I plan to maybe enter a work-study program to pay for any balance that's not taken care of by scholarships. And my parents, I'm sure they'll throw in some money, but I don't plan on paying that much out-of-pocket expenses.
Although the numbers of scholarships increase every year, they are only offered to certain students based on grades, race, gender, income, where you live, and many other characteristics. Kravitz and Wright talk about how they disagree with the way scholarships are handed out.
I don't really agree with the way that scholarships are handed out. I was one of those that I had all the grades. I had the 4.0, but I didn't do well on the test, and for that reason, I didn't get a scholarship. So I don't agree with that sense of the testing that is involved in it.
I was accepted to 2 out-of-state universities, and because I was not an in-state student, I did not receive the scholarship money that I deserved, that if I were an in-state student, I would have received.
Even with the number of scholarships that are available for students, some seniors still aren't able to afford the cost of a 4-year university. To some high schoolers, community college and joining the armed forces are good alternatives to avoid the costs of universities. Giesig and Wright describe the alternatives to a 4-year university.
If you can't afford the cost of college, then I'd say to join the armed services, because that'll give you an opportunity to work in a field, and then they can also pay for your college through that.
I do feel that community college is an excellent alternative for students who cannot afford to attend a major university, but it's not just an alternative for cost. It's also an alternative for those students who are not sure what they want to do when they get out into the real world or are afraid to leave home.
One of the major campaign issues for the 2004 election is education. President George W. Bush has recently passed the No Child Left Behind Act, which focuses on all students being required to perform at the same level. Cook clarifies her opinion on Bush's No Child Left Behind Act.
No Child Left Behind, I think, in its inception and the very thought behind it is good. We want every child to be able to succeed, and we want every child to attain at their highest possible level. Some of the problems that come into it are the inconsistencies from state to state.
For newly registered voters, the cost of college has a major effect on which presidential candidate will get their vote. Democratic candidate John Kerry's plan for helping college-bound seniors pay for their education involves 2 years of community services to help them pay their tuition bills. Kravitz informs us on Kerry's plan.
I think the idea of community hours put towards, a value, monetary value towards college, I think that's a wonderful idea because it's something that everybody's capable of doing.
Across the country, high schoolers and parents are concerned about the rising costs of tuitions for colleges. With the 2004 elections rapidly approaching, tuition costs have become a major topic of discussion. The future holds many possibilities on colleges and their costs. C-SPAN Campaign Cam.